Hey, what's up guys? It's Mike here of The Astronaut. I'm here to do a quick review of the movie SIRIUS, the documentary put out by Stephen Greer. And I just wanted to tell you guys, this is a highly informative documentary. It placed a lot of information into the public, which, you know, is long overdue, and I know these guys worked hard on it. A lot of information I think that you should see, that the public should know about. You should definitely spread this movie through word of mouth. I'll do a quick review on it. I kind of want the viewer to retain, you know, their perception of it, but for the most part, the movie was highly informative. I like that it stated all of the denial that the government has done for the past 60 years, the information it did on the Federal Reserve and the four horsemen of the oil companies and the banking systems through the Federal Reserve is pretty much what dictates all of what goes on in this country, and like the general public doesn't know about it because it's whitewashed through the system. And this documentary really breaks down why new technology isn't being available to the public. And I really think that if we had this capability, a lot of things would be different. We wouldn't be invested in these wars over, you know, across seas where we don't really need to be honest. And I think that this is the first step in really opening the public's eyes to say, hey, you know, get over your ego. If you really think you're the only one in this universe, you're kind of being a little bit ignorant. In a way, I think that scientists can help with the public, and you still can believe that, you know, there is a God of a being that has created stuff, but also that there are an intelligent universe, you know, out in the universe, and vice versa. Like if you don't believe in God, and there is extraterrestrials as well, you know, I mean, that topic should be open to anybody in the public. But really, I think that they should try to get this film into as many eyes as possible. They need to get this into IMAX somehow. They need to get it onto Netflix. They need this whole country to see it because it's just bombarded by secrecy. It's a fact that the French have released documents, the British, the Germans, the Belgium, even in South America, like Brazil. Everybody knows that this stuff has been going on for the last 2 decades, and it's so obvious that the general public is just completely oblivious. They just do as they do, you know. They don't really pay attention to the bigger picture of what's going on behind the curtains of what the government is doing and what is out there. I mean, if you just open your eyes, like a general percent of the population knows this stuff is real, and like it's not going to be able to be denied in the next 10 years. It's even said that SETI by 2025 is going to have enough radio dishes to definitely know if there's life in the universe out there. So whether or not it's going to get shoved into the public's face, a question of when the time is going to happen, that's the question, but it will happen. And I know the government will try to think of something to plan that, oh, it was us all along, or that there's another veil of secrecy saying that, you know, we're in danger of outer known species attacking us. And it's been said by a lot of people that this is a false thing, and that their last opportunity to create terror and widespread panic around the world is to have a last known enemy of ultimate force to come and attack us. And if these beings were, you know, malevolent, they would have probably either engaged us by now, and they could wipe us off the face of the map. So maybe they are malevolent, maybe they are malevolent, we don't know, but maybe they're just observing us from a distance. I mean, it's been said that if you were far advanced, like 1 million years ahead of a species, why would you want to engage trying to communicate with them, since they're just, you know, animals anyway? You kind of have to observe them from a distance before, you know, you really engage in inter-species mingling. But I honestly believe that there's extraterrestrial life out there. I'm pretty confident in saying that. I mean, it's the 21st century. It's 2013. You know, there's a lot of questions that are raised, and there's a lot of questions that are being raised. I mean, the people who are seeing this are people who are in control of nuclear warheads, pilots, FAA, astronauts, military pilots, airline pilots. I mean, these are credible people seeing this, so not just some loonies. I mean, so if that's not enough evidence for you, I don't know it's what you want. So again, go see this movie. It's highly, highly informative. The only downside I could say to the movie was that it was a little bit of anticlimactic when they released the documents on the 6-inch being. I thought it was going to be pure evidence of 100% different unknown species of an ET, but it was actually I think it was an X or Y chromosome of a female, but it was male, but it was still unknown. And the guy doing the research on the DNA was a profound, intelligent guy from Stanford University. So that's another evidence there. So that leaves more questions open. But I know SIRIUS, and they're going to keep doing stuff like this, going to be pushing more videos out, and they're also building a lab. That's what all the fundraising money was from. So hopefully they get that done and new technology into our hands, because I know it's available. I've even heard that studies at MIT have been done that further technology has already been available for like 10 years. But it's time to wake the public up to this technology. And oil is really just used for the industrial war complex. That's what fuels their tanks. That's what fuels the machine. Like, that's what our country needs to continue kind of like expanding. And just, it's said that the country is really losing its might, the secret government, because it's run by the Federal Reserve, and the dollar is what controls the Federal Reserve. And now that all these companies are pulling out, they want their gold back. The dollar is decreasing in value, and the government doesn't really know what to do. So the next step I've heard is that they're going to attack Iran, because Iran wants to pull their gold out. So don't be surprised if you see in the news the U.S. attacks Iran in the next 6 to 8 months. It's inevitable, because that's what happened. That's why we invaded Iraq, was because Saddam wanted his gold back. And what happens is each country buys into oil profit through the dollar. But now that the dollar is, it's depreciated, nobody wants it anymore. So now chaos is ensuing, and the government is trying to hold on to any kind of power they can with the military, war complex. That is a strong arm of the country, is the war machine. So hopefully this documentary opens the floodgates to a lot more knowledge that the public needs to know, and a lot more, just info getting out there, and things are long overdue, time to change. So go see this movie. It was actually really well done. The guy is renowned, director. And I actually heard, I don't know if this is true or not, but the director, Amardeep, his father was supposedly assassinated while this movie was getting filmed. So the government's definitely on to something of, they obviously don't want this information released. So what the public needs to do is read this information and pass it through word of mouth, like I'm doing to you guys. So go see this movie, buy it on DVD, buy it on, I don't know, live stream, or go to a friend's house that has it and just watch it, or just through word of mouth. Just go see the movie, and yeah, sit down and enjoy it, because it's a good one. And hope you guys enjoy the review and enjoy the documentary, and keep looking out for more stuff.